Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, and I'm a psychic medium, and I'm also an author. And lately, on YouTube, I've been looking at hauntings and everything related to hauntings, whether it's internal or external. And I'm pleased to announce that I have authored another 2 books that deal with this subject matter. All my books can be found on Amazon. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, you will note that I don't fit a particular niche. I do commentaries and sometimes I do PowerPoints, but it's about life and death. I look at everything through a lens, L-E-N-S, GEMS lens. So it might be paranormal, it could be practical, a wide range of topics. If you look on my channel, you're sure to find content that suits your needs. So I'm going to continue with the haunting subject. Haunting spelled H-A-U-N-T-I-N-G. And this video is titled When Grief Feels Like a Presence and Why Pets Seem to Notice Too. One of the most common questions I hear is this: is haunting just a human thing? Because people notice something else. They notice their pets. A dog staring into a corner, a cat watching something that isn't there, an animal reacting when a human presence seems to be felt. And when this happens during grief, it can feel unsettling, sometimes even frightening. So, let's talk about what's really going on without fear. Is haunting a human experience? Haunting, as humans describe it, is shaped by human consciousness. We have memory, narrative, emotion, meaning-making. Animals don't interpret experiences the way we do. They don't ask, "What does this mean?" They respond to what is changing. That difference matters. Why grief feels like a presence. When someone or a pet we love dies, the nervous system doesn't instantly adjust. Attachment doesn't switch off. The brain has spent years expecting a person's voice, movement, energy, routine, or a pet's presence, their love. So, in grief, the mind and body often create a sense of presence, not as imagination, as continuity. This is why grief feels close, not distance. And this experience is deeply human. So, what about pets? Animals are exquisitely sensitive to changes in routine, emotional shifts, body chemistry, breathing patterns, movement and sound frequencies humans ignore. When a human is grieving, the entire environment changes. Tone, posture, smell, stillness. Pets respond to that. They look where attention lingers. They track subtle movement. They orientate towards emotional gravity, not spirits, not entities. Change. Why pets stare at nothing? There are several grounded reasons for this. Pets hear frequencies humans cannot. Detect vibrations in walls and floors. Notice light shifts and reflections. They track insects or dust particles we miss. But more importantly, animals mirror human attention. If a human's awareness is pulled inward or towards memory, pets often follow that focus. They aren't seeing something invisible. They are responding to a shift in the field of the room. Why this happens more during grief. Grief quiets environments. Homes become still. In stillness, small things become noticeable. Animals already tuned to subtlety appear more alert. This is why pets often seem more watchful, more attached, more reactive. They are anchoring to a changed human, not detecting a visitor. Why fear changes the interpretation. Here's where fear enters. When a person is grieving and afraid, the brain looks for an explanation. The presence, feeling, plus a pet's behavior becomes a story. But fear adds threat where none is required. Grief doesn't summon. Love doesn't invite intrusion. It simply takes time for the nervous system to release expectation. When this becomes comforting instead of frightening, many people report something interesting. As fear softens, the presence softens too. Pets relax. The house feels lighter. The sense of being accompanied fades into memory rather than sensation. This tells us something important. What is happening is integration. So integration, not a haunting. Although I am not dismissing that people do come back and pets do come back to visit owners after death. I am talking about when grief makes a presence. Let's have a gentle reframe. Animals don't experience hauntings. They experience environment. Humans don't experience intrusion as often as they experience attachment. And grief is not a doorway. It is a process. Nothing needs to be removed. Nothing needs to be fought. Only understood. In closing, If you're grieving and your pet seems watchful, know this: you are not being observed. You are most likely not being visited. You are adjusting, and your pet is adjusting with you. Calm returns as the nervous system settles. Love leaves echoes. But echoes, they fade gently, not dangerously. So I just want to clear something up. Maybe you are being visited by a loved one, but in no way is that loved one causing a bad situation. And you all know that in my home, Rob visits me, but it is never intrusion. It is never something that I am scared of. And so I am not denying that people do get visited by loved ones or pets. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes when we lose a loved one, whether that's a person or an animal, they go on. They feel free of this earth, and sadly, they don't come back and visit us. I'm not denying that it does happen. That I'm saying also, when you are grieving, please understand that not every grieving comes with being haunted. Sometimes you are haunted by your memories and maybe, mistakes. When Rob died, I so badly did want his presence. I was haunted then, not by Rob, but by the mistakes Jem, made as his wife. You have to understand, when your loved ones are gone, they are no longer in pain. They no longer think of all those bad things you did. Their life for them is over. And we sometimes have to learn how to forgive ourselves to move on. Sometimes we are haunted by ourselves. Thank you very much for watching. Please drop a comment and be respectful in doing so. Please be kind and take care of each other and of yourselves. Love, light, and blessings, and I'll be back in a few days. Bye.